Welcome to today's lesson. We are going to do Big Ideas Math lesson 10.6 and we're going to subtract 3-digit numbers. Now, some of these problems are going to be easy and some of them are going to be a little tricky, so I really need you to pay attention, okay? We're going to do a little activity before we get started with the lesson. And I'm going to show you 3 problems and you're going to signal what you think is going to happen. So here's your signaling. The first signal, you're going to, if there is no regrouping, you're going to think about each problem. If there's no regrouping, you're going to show a fist or 0 fingers. If there is regrouping, a 10 or a 100, it's either one of them. So if there's a regrouping and you have to regroup in the 10s or you have to regroup a 100, you're only going to show me 1 finger. Okay. The third signal is regrouping both a 10 and a 100 or a 100. So you're going to show me 2 fingers. So if there's regrouping in both the 10s and the 100s, you're going to show me 2 fingers. Okay. So let's look at the first problem. Here's your signaling up here. Here's your first problem. I want you to really think about the problem and tell me if you are not regrouping. If there's no regrouping, then you'll put a fist up. If there is regrouping, but it's in a 10, you're going to regroup the 10. Or if you're going to regroup 100, then you're going to show me a finger. Or if there's regrouping in both the 10s and the 100s, you show me two fingers. So looking at this problem, do you see a fist, a finger, or 2 fingers? Which one would it be? That's right. It is 0. There is no regrouping. There's no regrouping for this problem. Because you can take 1 away from 4, you can take 3 away from 7, you can take 2 away from 5. So there's no regrouping. Good job. Okay, let's look at our next problem. Look at this next problem. Same thing. You're going to look at this. You're going to tell me, is there 0 regrouping? Is there a grouping in the 10? Or is there a grouping of 100? Or is there both a regrouping of a 10 and a 100 and 100? That's right. It would be just the 1. We are only regrouping. So are we regrouping a 10 or are we regrouping 100? Let's look at this. 5, can you take it away from 6? Yep, so we're not regrouping a 10. So 9, can we take it away from 7? Nope, so we have to regroup 100 and put it into a 10 tens. Okay, so that would be a 1, finger 1. Good, let's look at our last problem. And I bet you can figure out what this one is. Okay. Is there regrouping? Okay. All right. So we can kind of guess this is going to be 2 fingers. Yep. You're going to regroup in both the 10 and 100. Okay. So we're going to regroup a 10 here because you can take 8 away from 7 and you can't take 5 away from 3. So you're going to have to regroup twice. Okay, which brings us to today's lesson. So go ahead and find your 10.6 Explore and Grow Subtract 3-digit numbers. So again, today our learning target is subtract 3-digit numbers. So let's look at this. All right. Follow along with me. We're going to do this first problem here. So 9 minus 8. Can I take 8 away from 9? Yep. And I'm going to get 1. 2 minus 1. Yep. 5 minus 2 is 3. Good. So was there any regrouping for that problem? No, there was not. So let's look at our next one. 6 minus 3. Am I going to have to regroup? Yes, I'm going to have to take a 10. Now if I take a 10 from here, I only have 4 left. My 10 goes here. So 10 plus 3 is 13. So I put a 13 up here. So 13 minus 6 is 7. 4 minus 1 is 3. And 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, let's go over here. 3 minus 4. Can I take 4 away from 3? No, so I need to go over here and I need to regroup a 10 so that if I take a 10 away from this 2, I'm going to have 1 10 left. I'm going to add my 10 to my 3, so 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. So 9, can I take 1 minus 9? Can I take that away? No, I can't. I don't have enough, so I have to come over here and I have to regroup 100. This is going to be the tricky one for today. You're going to have problems like this today. So I'm going to regroup 100. If I take 100 here, I'm going to have 2 left here. So I'm going to take my 10 tens and I'm going to add it to my 1 that I already have. So I'm going to cross this out. 1 plus 10 is 11. So 11 minus 9 is 2, and 2 minus 1 is 1. So this is going to be your tricky one for today. This is where you're really going to have to watch for it and regroup your tens and your hundreds. So it says compare the problems. How are they the same? How are they different? Well, how are they the same? What do you think? How are all 3 of these problems the same? What did we do in each problem? Yep. So in all 3 problems, we are subtracting 3-digit numbers from 3-digit numbers. Good job. So we answered how they are the same. Now we need to answer how are they different. So in the first problem, what did you notice? The first problem, yep, there was no regrouping, right? In the second problem, you only regrouped once. And in the third problem, you regrouped, I know that's hard to see, sorry, twice. Okay, so you regrouped twice. So again, in all 3 problems, we took a 3-digit number minus a 3-digit number. We did that in all 3 problems. In the first problem, we had no regrouping. The second problem, we only regrouped 1 time. We took a 10 and we regrouped it into 10 ones and made it into 13. In the third problem, we regrouped the first time. We took a 10 and we regrouped it into 13. Then we didn't have enough 10s, so we had to take 100 and regroup it into 10 tens to make 11 tens. And then we could subtract our 11 minus 9. Okay, so again, this is going to be your tricky part. So let's go ahead and turn to your Think and Grow page, page 492. And let's look at Descartes and Newton. They're kind of talking. So Descartes and Newton are looking at the problem 630 685 minus 287. I want you to think about whether you will need to use regrouping to find the difference. Are you going to need to look at this and are you going to have to regroup to find the difference? Okay, so how are we going to start the subtraction problem? Yep, we're going to have to regroup. So if we have 635 minus 287, first thing that we're going to do, we can't take 7 away from 5. So we have to regroup a 10. So we're going to regroup a 10. That gives us 2 10s. So think about 1 10 is equal to 10 ones, and 10 ones plus 5 is 15. Okay. Now I can subtract 7 from 15. All right, now I can subtract 7 from 15 and I get 8. So 15 minus 7 is 8. Now I have 2 10s here. Think 100 is 10 10s. So how many 10s are there now in the greater number? So if we go over here, there aren't enough 10s to subtract 8. I don't have enough 10s up here to subtract it. So now I have to come over here to my hundreds and I have to regroup. So think about 100 is 10 10s. So how many 10s are there now in the greater number? So I come over here and I regroup my 10 10s. I have 12 now. So now can I subtract now? So 12 minus 8 gives me 4. Yep. When I regroup that, I only had 500s left. So 500 minus 2 is 3. Okay. All right. Be careful. This is going to be your tricky one. You really have to think about it. Okay. If you don't have enough, you have to regroup again. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's do this first one together. So 3 minus 4. Can I take 4 away from 3? Nope. So I have to come over here to my 10s and I have to regroup it. So I have 1 10 left. So 10 plus 3 is 13. Now, can I take 4 away from 13? Yes. So 13 minus 4 is 9. Can I take 1 minus 7? Can I take 7 away from 1? No, I can't. I don't have enough up here. So I have to come over here to my hundreds. I have to regroup 100. I have 300s left. Now my 10 10s come over here. So 10 plus 1 is 11. So 11 minus 7 is 4. 3 minus 1. Can I do that? Yeah. Okay, which is 2. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to continue on and do all of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you can go on to the next page, your Apply and Grow practice, and be careful for numbers 15, 16, 17, and 18. Be watching out for those numbers, okay? And then down here, you're going to find the missing digits. So pause your video, work these problems. When you're done with those problems, go ahead and push play, and I'll be ready to do your modeling real life with you. Good job, you guys. Hopefully you didn't get too stuck on those problems. Here we go. Let's turn now to our Think and Grow modeling real life. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's read the problem. A jeweler has 616 bracelets and 668 necklaces. He sells 269 bracelets. How many bracelets are left? So what information do we know in this problem? There's a couple of things we know in this problem. The first thing we know is that the jeweler has 616 bracelets, right? And we know that he has, or she has, 668 necklaces. And he sells 269 bracelets. So how many bracelets are left? Okay. So what information out of this problem do we need? So we have to look at our question, and it's asking us for bracelets, right? How many bracelets are left? So is there any information in this problem that we do not need? Yeah, we don't need to know about the necklaces. The necklaces aren't important. So we can go ahead and we can cross that off because it's not asking us about necklaces. So we're trying to solve how many bracelets are left. We want to know how many bracelets are left. So our subtraction equation is going to start out with how many does he have? He had 616 bracelets and he sells 269 of them. So now we can do our subtraction problem. So 9 minus 6, can I take this 6 minus 9? Can I take 9 away from 6? No. So I have to come over here and I have to regroup. If I take a 10 here, how many do I have left? I have 0 left. But 10 plus 6 gives me 16. So 16 minus 9, that will give me 7. Okay, can I take 6 away from 0? No, there's not enough. You can't take 0 away from nothing, so I have to come over here, regroup my 6. I have 5 of those left, so 10 plus 0 is 10. 10 minus 6 is 4, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So how many bracelets are left? 347. 347. Okay, go ahead and pause the video and I want you to do number 20 on your own. Great. So hopefully you guys came up with the right answer. I'm just going to do the problem real quick and I want you to compare your answers. Great. 168. Hopefully you guys got that right. What information in here was not necessary? What did I not need? Nope, you're right. I did not need to know the pair of sunglasses. That, up here, that information that is not needed, it's called red herring in math. So if there is information that's not needed in a story problem, that's called red herring. I know, it's weird, but that's what it's called, red herring. Okay, let's go here to problem number 21. Let's look at this one. There are 449 watercolor paintings and 373 oil paintings in a school art show. 238 paintings win a ribbon. How many do not win a ribbon? So this one's going to be a little tricky. There's a two-step problem in here. So the first thing we need to find out is what? That's right, we need to find out how many paintings are in the art show. So we know that there's 449 watercolor and there's 373 oil paintings. So if we add those together, then we're going to know how many paintings there are all together. So 449 plus 373, 9 plus 3 is 12. So 7 plus 4 plus 1 more, 12. 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 1 more is 8. So we have 822 paintings all together. So in this art show, there's 822 paintings. 238 paintings win a ribbon. We want to know how many do not win the ribbon. So we're going to subtract the ones that did win the ribbon, which is 238. Okay, so can I take 8 away from 2? Sure cannot. So I need to come over here, regroup. I have 1 here. So 10 plus 2 is 12. 12 minus 8 is 4. Can I take 1 minus 3? No, I cannot take 3 away from 1. So I need to come over, regroup my hundreds. I will have 7 left. I add my 10 to my 1. So 10 plus 1 is 11. 11 minus 3 is 8. And 7 minus 2 is 5. So how many did not win ribbons? 584 paintings. Okay, so it says explain how exercise 20 and 21 are different. Well, in exercise 20, what did we use? We just what? You use only subtraction. In exercise 21, what did we do? That's right. You use both addition and subtraction. Good job. Okay, now it is time for you to get out your practice pages, and you will do your practice pages. Remember, if you need a little refresher, look up here. Be careful, you're going to have problems on here that are going to require you to regroup from the tens and the hundreds, so be careful. Alright, so you'll do 1 through 9. Then you'll go over here, number sense. You're going to complete the subtraction problem so that you do not need to regroup to subtract. So you do not want to regroup on here. Okay, then Descartes finds 731 minus 246. Is he correct? Kind of a tip. Maybe you should just not look at this. Work this problem. Compare your problems and see which one's correct. See if he's right or if he's wrong, okay? Okay, then modeling real life. Remember, this one right here, if there's extra information in there, you're not going to need it, okay? This number 13, it'll be pretty close to number 21 on your modeling for real life, okay? And then you're just going to count by 5s. Good luck!